This video is sponsored by NordVPN. More on that later. So imagine it's Friday afternoon, you're at work and getting ready to pack up for the weekend when you get a call from your boss. She needs that document by next week. She needs those Q3 sales figures by Monday morning, and she needs that presentation yesterday. Sound familiar? I'm sure it does. But there's one thing different in this scenario, because your boss is me, Mary Spender. That's right. I'm a singer-songwriter and a content creator, but I'm also an employer and business owner. In this video, I'm going to take you behind the curtain of the creator economy and give you an insight into the day-to-day costs of running your own lean, mean YouTube operation. I've put out a few videos about YouTube monetization and earnings recently because I believe that knowledge gained should be knowledge shared. I admit I'm a little nervous about sharing this type of information. This is not a flex or another poor me YouTuber video. I want to demonstrate how this is not just a viable business model for musicians to promote their music, but a means of starting your own production company, one that can be grown organically over time without the need for loans, funding, or a lot of startup capital. However, this video might also scare you, as instead of income, we are talking about outgoings and why I need to make YouTube videos to earn AdSense, why I have a Patreon page, why I need to create an album and make courses, why I'm back taking sponsorships on videos, although never too many. But all right, let's get into it. This is the price I have to pay to be a YouTuber. When I started my channel almost 18 years ago, the landscape looked very different. Since those early days, YouTube has evolved and matured, as have its creators. Many have quit, burned out by the constant treadmill of delivering a hot, fresh slice of video each day, week, or month. It feels like there's been a real flurry of retirement or hiatus notices recently. But others have stayed the course and become global celebrities and brands in their own right, with whole teams or companies springing up around them. They've used their channel to partner with brands or launch their own physical products, online courses, coffee, burgers, and even an energy drink or two. These days, the creator economy is big business. Goldman Sachs recently valued it at $250 billion and predicted it's set to grow to $500 billion in the next 4 years. For context, $500 billion would pay a year's salary for 9 million teachers or give you a daily allowance of $1 million a day for the next 1,500 years. 4% of global creators are deemed professionals, generating income of more than $100,000 a year. Now, as with every industry, there are the big players, the top of the income pyramid. Mr. Beast gets about 40 billion views per year that bring in AdSense income of $3 to $5 million a month, but he spends between $7 to $8 million a month on video creation and his various side businesses. This doesn't even include money spent on employees, of which he has about 250, making him what we'd call a large enterprise in the UK. Below that, small to medium enterprises are subdivided into micro enterprises that have fewer than 10 employees, small enterprises, 10 to 49 employees, and medium-sized enterprises, 50 to 249 employees. So what about me? I am most definitely in the micro enterprise category. Apart from me, the owner and director of Mary Spender Limited, I have a core team of 2 full-time employees. That's my editor, John, my producer, George, as well as a part-time finance assistant, Maxine. I started out doing everything myself and always recommend others do the same, especially as you will be effectively working for free when you're beginning your journey to monetization. But as my channel grew and its daily demands along with it, I knew I needed some additional help. But why, I hear you ask, do you even need a team? Editing a video can take between 1 and 100 hours. Researching and writing about a topic, the same. If I now, after years of hustling, want to work a relatively normal work week, there's only so much I personally can do. I still want time to get healthier, improve my songwriting and guitar playing, maybe have a personal life, avoid the dreaded burnout. So by having my team, who I see as creative collaborators, I triple my output. Then for the admin side, there's really no bigger killer to your creative muse than trying to do your tax return at 11:30 p.m. the night before it's due. So accountants and bookkeepers are necessary for a business of my size. So there's my explanation for why I need a team. You know the phrase, teamwork makes the dream work. However, this is the size I enjoy too. I'm not a manager. I like keeping it small and efficient. There's so much conflicting and exaggerated information out there on YouTubers' income and expenses. I've been running through my end of year numbers and doing some streamlining and thought it would be interesting to give you a glimpse into the running costs. As with every industry, there are levels. I am nowhere near the creator A-list equivalent, but my channel is far beyond a hobby. My minimum annual expenditure to run the business as efficiently as I can comes in at £161,000 or 205,000 US dollars. So for the leanest possible operation to help me make my videos at my current rate, I have to pull in an income of £13,459 or $17,100 a month. That's £450 or $572 I need to earn every day just to break even. I can break my expenditure down into 4 main categories: salaries, business premises, accountants, tools and platforms. This excludes travel and equipment, which are generally one-off costs, although I definitely need to include a rough annual figure for both in my future budgets. It also excludes the cost of making my debut album, Super Sexy Heartbreak. I will cover that in another video if of interest. Let me know in the comments below. Growth and cash flow are the biggest reasons for creator burnout. Outside of the creator economy, running any kind of business is hard. Most fail. In the UK, from 2016 to 2021, 20% of businesses failed in their first year, and about 60% go bust in the first 3 years. And it's roughly the same in the USA. I am currently in my 4th year of official business as a limited company, the UK equivalent of an LLC in the USA. It's not easy. You go from being a lone wolf to a manager, an accountant, and business strategist, all skills that take time to learn, develop, and hone. The talents that grew my channel and turned it into a business in the first place, i.e. being a musician, don't necessarily translate into spreadsheets. So you bring people in, and that means salaries, the lion's share of my expenditure. Employers in the UK are responsible for deducting income tax and national insurance contributions from employees' wages and paying this to His Majesty's Revenue and Customs every month. There is also holiday pay, sick pay, pension contributions, and other benefits to consider. Now, plenty of small businesses like myself can do and choose to work with employees on an entirely freelance basis, and that's been the case for me in the past. But there's really something to be said for providing the safety net of a salary and employment contract. I want to get the most out of my team so that we can make the best videos we can while all staying happy and healthy. Look after your team and they will look after you. My second largest expenditure, business premises. I need a business address and a place to work as my studio apartment is simply too small. Plenty of successful creators still work from home if they have spare rooms, but I benefit from some separation between my work and home life. I also have different needs, as recording music as well as making videos can require a more sophisticated setup. And do not judge my current location. I am in an Airbnb in a foreign country. My third main expenditure, accountants, worth their weight in gold. I just cannot stress enough how important it is to do this stuff correctly. There are so many complexities to get your head around: VAT, payroll, pensions, tax returns, and I would much rather sleep at night knowing that my business is in safe hands. When you're starting out, I would always recommend working with an accountant, but if you do choose to do it yourself, then you should keep flawless records, use proper accounting software, and do not bury your head in the sand about any of it. No matter how far you run, the taxman will always catch up with you. Finally, tools and platforms. I have subscriptions to various sites like Teachable for my online courses, 2 Beehive subscriptions for my personal newsletter, and the 21st Century Musician. I use Squarespace for my website. I have premium subscriptions for Spotify and YouTube so I can listen or watch ad-free, Shopify for my online store, Dropbox for cloud storage and file sharing, Storyblocks for footage, G Suite for emails and calendars, Notion for content scheduling, and Zoom for meetings. Individually, they're all relatively low cost, but it seriously adds up. These really are the tools of your trade, but it's always worth shopping around for the best deal, which brings me elegantly to today's sponsor, NordVPN. NordVPN is not just about changing your virtual location to access geo-blocked sites, although it can be used for that. It's also a powerful tool in helping keep your business and its data safe. Email attachments with fake invoices or meeting requests are often the first port of call for phishers looking to compromise your business and its passwords. NordVPN means you can protect yourself from malware with threat protection. Their dark web monitor will notify you if your personal information is for sale in the shadier corners of the internet. And if you do suffer a leak, then you can turn on the kill switch so that your data is never exposed. There's 24/7 customer support. You can protect multiple devices on their standard plans, which are very affordable. And with my offer, if you sign up to a 2-year plan, NordVPN will give you 4 extra months. And they even have a 30-day money-back guarantee for new users. Get online protection with a single click with NordVPN using the link in the description below. Use my link, nordvpn.com/Mary Spender, for more details. If you'd told me when I was starting out that in a few years I'd be spending this amount of money each month, which is more than I used to earn in a year, I never would have believed it. The production numbers might be a fraction of what it costs to make films or TV or put together a big spectacular tour. But creating great videos is definitely not cheap. This isn't my hobby anymore. This is a serious business. It's also unpredictable. YouTube can be so hit and miss. The good months mostly pay for the bad months, of which there are plenty. When a video doesn't perform as planned, it can be very nerve-wracking. This pressure can lead creators to make videos they aren't truly into or take questionable sponsorships just to try and make some extra income. AdSense, selling courses, album sales, these all really help keep things running, as do my patrons, to whom I am very grateful. I don't do this to make a crazy profit. I do this to keep on making music and videos, which is all I want to do. I want this as a long-term, sustainable career. I'd like to continue learning how to run a business, and I always want to take care of my audience and give them something of value in exchange for their time. I love the idea of people listening to my original music, but I'm also okay with being more well known as an educator over a singer-songwriter. My real mission is to show others a pathway of how to be a successful independent musician in the 21st century. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this illuminating. Thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. And as always, I will be seeing you here again very soon.